Hello, friends from the manga and comic world. My name is Hector,
And my name is G.
and we're here to talk to you about the new releases for manga for February 2023. Now, for those of you who don't know, G and I work for Penguin Random House, and we sell into the direct market around the world. So, titles that we talk about today are titles where we have rights for to distribute around the world. Now, we also want to mention that aside from this YouTube channel where we place the video, we also have other social media, and you can follow us at Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at PRH International Comics, and we'll leave links for those social medias on the description of this video. So, and the way this is going to work today, it's like every month we go through some picks, some highlighted titles that G and I picked, and then after that, we'll show you the number ones volume that are coming out this specific month, which is February 2023, and then after that, we'll just show you slides of the rest of the list for you to see, and also there'll be a full list available on Excel and Edelweiss for you to check out. So let's get going. And the first title is one of my picks is Ayakashi Triangle Volume 2 by Kentaro Yabuki. And this is a very cool sort of supernatural action uh, manga. And this the main story, the basic story is there's these two characters, a boy and a girl. I forget their names right now, but one of the girl is Zuzu. You see it there on the back cover, but they're friends. They are childhood friends, and they both work kind of chasing and fighting Ayakashis, which are these evil spirits, and they uh, kind of like each other, but they haven't confessed their love. And the boy he's sort of the exorcist and the fighter who actually fights, and then Zuzu is sort of the medium, so she talks to them and attracts them. And of course, they have different views on how to treat them. Is very aggressive. It's like, no, we need to get rid of them. She's like, well, maybe we can talk to them and appease them. And then one day they encounter this talking cat. And Zuzu takes the talking cat and home. Obviously, they realize it's Ayakashi, but she convinced her friend that no, this is just a really nice cat. He's not going to do anything. And then when she takes him home, he turns into this like big monster, and he turns out to be the king of the Ayakashi, and he attacks her, and he defends, the boy defends her from the cat and destroys him, and the power from the Ayakashi sort of exorcises him from the cat. But before that, the Ayakashi manages to send out one final spell and turns the boy into a girl. And so now they keep fighting the spirits. They're trying to figure out how to turn him back, but at the same time, he's okay with the fact that he's been turned into a girl. He just has this mission, and his mission is not just fighting Ayakashi; it's defending Zuzu from Ayakashis. The cat's still there, but now it's just a regular cat, and Zuzu is kind of, she's still in the mission, but she's kind of wondering if she's still in love with her friend because he switched genders. So it's very interesting because it has this supernatural story, fighting demons and exorcisms and all that, which I love, but also has this twist on this relationship of these two friends that want to become more than friends, and then if does really gender swapping change that or not. This is, as I was researching this, it was very interesting because this is a story that was on Shonen Jump, and it's funny, one of the reviewers was saying like this is a story that because of that twist, it's not a regular story, and it's not the kind of thing that you see in Shonen Jump kind of continue for a lot of volumes. But this one does. People do like the story, and it's very interesting. So I'm really looking forward to this one, and I definitely want to find out why is that girl eating something in the cover. That's another mystery I want to solve. So I highly recommend this one.
Yeah. I was trying to identify
You could,
what
you
was
were trying. I could tell you
it.
were like, oh, what is that? I can't tell what it
Is it
is.
like
So
a? I don't even want to guess.
we'll find out later. So next is
um,
yours.
yeah. So this is my pick. The girl I like forgot her glasses. This is volume two by Komi Fujichika. We'll say that's what it
Yeah,
is. Apologies there. I may have already talked about this before, but I don't care because I like
yeah.
it. So it centers around this very, very timid boy named Kimura, and in his classroom, the teacher decides to rearrange the seats, so he gets a new seat neighbor, who is this like quirky girl named Mai, who like has a tendency of losing her glasses or like forgetting her glasses. So like she's always squinting, as you can see on the cover image here.
Yeah.
And he has a massive crush on her, which she is completely oblivious to, which is like very pointed because like considering that she loses sight of that, and in a very little literal sense because she forgets her glasses all the time. What's like very hilarious about this story is that even when she remembers her glasses, something always happens that that obscures or thwarts her vision.
Hmm, hmm.
So it's like weird antics that like just randomly happen in the story as you're reading through it. So this is very cute, lovable story. So definitely something that is, what I love.
Yeah.
This is coming out in February.
And this is
And
it's kind of like Mr. Magoo. Do you know who Mr. Magoo is?
no.
That's way before your generation. You have to look up Mr. Magoo. It's an old guy who it's a cartoon, and it's like every episode is just him loses his glasses and he just walks into trouble, and he walks into a construction site and he's almost about to fall, but then a beam happens to be risen and he doesn't fall, and it's like that kind of thing. So it
Yeah.
reminds me of that. So it's like Mr. Magoo if Mr. Magoo was a girl, a teenage girl, and yeah, and there was a love interest involved.
This is not the final cover image, but
Obviously, yeah.
you'll see that come through a bit later. So, mhm.
Yeah, I hope they keep the this image though, like the
It's
actual.
really cool
It's
though.
very
Yeah, I
cool.
like it.
Yeah. So next up, if I can scroll to the next one, and of course, technical issues. Sorry about that. This was Monster Guild: The Dark Lord's No Good Comeback, Volume 4, and this is another one that is it's a number four. I definitely want to start with the number one, and it looks amazing. This is sort of one of those demon lord monster stories, but in this case, you are definitely seeing the story from the demon lord, from the monster's side. So the demon lord, the dark lord, uh, he's always fighting the same hero, and but the hero regenerates every time, so he never dies. And then finally, there's this one battle where the hero beats and kills the Dark Lord. But before he finally before his soul dies, he's able to transform into an empty vessel of a monster. But and he goes into hiding to kind of gather his strength, and then he has these other subjects that are following him, and there's a dark elf and a slime, and they all are trying to plot his comeback. But everything starts going wrong, and obviously his minions are not working how he expected. They're not as smart as he would hope. So it turns into this funny story of there's the Dark Lord, a monster that wants to make a comeback, destroy the world, kill the hero, but he can't do it because everything is going wrong, and it turns into that kind of funny story. So this is another one that I'm really looking forward, and it's another one that it's kind of mixes two genres that I love, which is this sort of comedy, everything goes wrong for this main character, and Dark Lord's trying to take over the world. So next up,
Next up is My Wife Has No Emotion. This is volume 4 by Jiro Segura. And this one is about, you're not actually seeing the main protagonist on the cover here. He's basically a single guy named Takuma who like does nothing but go to work and then come back home. But like oftentimes he's so tired from like doing that all day. And so he has no time for chores. So he gets a robot who you'll see here on the cover,
Hmm.
who like keeps the house in like good condition, like livable condition. And like he often jokes that his robot, whose name is Mina-chan, he jokes that she should be his wife. And then the joke turns into an actual loving relationship between a robot and a human. And what's interesting about this volume 2 or volume 4, I should say, is that he's trying to work through the explanation of being in a relationship with the robot to his parents. So you can see that how that plays out in this particular volume. This is kind of weird, but I really like it. And yeah, I love the cover images and the back image, as you'll see
Yeah.
here.
Although
Excellent.
you kind of missed that the main character is on the cover. He's peeking out of the blind at the
Oh, he's
window.
in the
Through the
blind
window.
through
Through
the
the window.
window.
Look at him.
Oh, yeah.
You
I
missed
don't I
it.
didn't know
I
what
can't
I
believe
didn't
you
know what
missed
that
something on
was.
the cover, G. You're always so like you always catch every small detail in a cover. Finally got one over you.
Yeah,
Very
I
cool.
totally missed that.
All right. So next up, oh, I love this one, candy and cigarettes, and I shouldn't love it because I don't really like cigarettes and all that, but and it also features a minor smoking, but it
Yeah.
is a cool concept and a cool story, and they are. This is by Nori Inoue. This is Candy and Cigarettes Volume 3. Volume 1 just came out, so I highly recommend that you, and Volume 2 actually too. So highly recommend you pick them up. So the story is of this older 65-year-old retired policeman who has to go find work again because his grandson is sick. So he needs to make money for for the medical bills. And he finds this job. He has to go to this uh well, there's a whole lot involved in his job hunting process, but he gets this job in a mysterious hotel, and the owner tells him, well, you just go there and you're going to work, and he feels like you're going to be a cleaner and you're going to clean, and he says, well, sure, I'll work cleaning a hotel. And he gets there, and the first thing he finds is a dead body in the hotel room, and the body is of a mobster that was killed by this 11-year-old girl smoking in the cover here, who's an assassin. And so now he realizes his job is to partner with this little girl in fighting the mob, basically. And it's very action packed. It's very funny. It's sort of very pulp crime meets sort of. It reminds me a lot of Pulp Fiction because it has all this crime but comedy with it, but at the same time it's extremely dark kind of comedy. So I highly recommend this one, and I love the quote on the back. It's like wolves should hunt in packs, and you need to read it to kind of get where that quote comes from. But highly recommend it. I think this is sort of becoming one of the, as we see, I saw online, it's kind of becoming one of the more talked about mangas for the season. So look out for it. Next up.
Next up is a Shonen Note Boy Soprano. This is the volume 2. This is by Kamatani. And this is a coming of age story. We have the main character, Yutaka, who's treasured for his beautiful soprano voice. But like the horrible, inevitable happens, which is basically puberty, and his voice deepens. So it's like a reflection of what is he going to do? Um, and it's like an inner look about his purpose, also like the relationships of people around him. What you'll start to see happening in volume two is that he is casted in a lead role of Turn of the Screw, which is very interesting.
Mm.
And the head choir president is pressured to get his choir to win the golden prize for the all-school choir competition. It's like a competitive type of story, if that's what you're interested in. Also, the president is in that situation where he needs to have his choir achieve this goal, to win the gold. But in the process, it's a matter of like, is he going to alienate all the members from him because of that like single-mindedness purpose that he has? And so, very interesting story, beautiful art, as you can see on the
Yes.
cover image here. And yeah, this is something that you should definitely check out if you haven't done so already.
Yes. So that's it for our picks, and now we're gonna go into the volume ones. There's not that many for the month of February, but we're gonna start with Gat Papa, Daddy at Work and at Home, Volume One. This is a charming full color manga about a devoted family man. Began as a popular web comic. And next up is I'm in Love with the Villainess. She's So Cheeky for a Commoner, light novel, volume one. And it says a retelling of the hit Yuri series I'm in Love with the Villainess, original light novels and manga adaptations, also from Seven Seas. Uh, and from this is told from the villainous point of view. And we have Marmalade Boy Collector's Edition 1, a newly translated edition of the shoujo manga classic, which inspired the beloved anime.
And next up, we have Raven of the Inner Palace. This is the light novel, volume one. It's a tale of dark magic and court intrigue in the setting inspired by historical China. The anime is coming soon, so you'll want to pick up this light novel as well. We have Thousand Autumns. This is the volume one novel. It's a beloved Danmei boys' love novel series from China, inspired by the Duanghua animated series, which is streaming in English. This is a historical tale. A Taoist martial artist must begin a journey of healing and self-reflection as he resists the temptations of the powerful leader of a demonic sect.
That's great. Yes. And that's it for the volume ones. And
Yeah.
like I said before, we're gonna leave you with some slides with the rest of the list for new releases for February 2023. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it and you come back. And as I mentioned before too, you can visit us at our social media channels on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook under PRH International Comics, and we drop information and covers in there for you to check out. Thank you so much.